Hey guys, Prince of Macedon here, and we are going to do a live commentary of a tournament battle from the New Generation tournament hosted by Gene Rombo of the LOA clan. Now, this tournament was designed for new players guys, so keep that in mind before you make any comments. So, all I know about this match is that it involves the Seleucids taking on Pontus, and there is also a comeback of sorts that I was told that I need to check out. Now, yeah, this tournament was held by Gene Rombo of LOA. I think Paris also had a part in this. Not sure, but he is a spectator in this fight, so we shall see what happens here. So here is where the two combatants will be, over on this side. Here's the Seleucid side, and here is the Pontic side. If you look at the replay counter, you can see it's a long battle. I think that's going to be over maybe 10-15 minutes, maybe more than that. I forgot my my math, but it's around 10-15 minutes for this fight, and I like these long fights. So yeah, whenever I watch a replay sent by somebody, I want to do my commentary for the first time I watch it. The reason why I do that is because that means I'm getting a genuine response to the actions that I see. I'm actually surprised by things, and I don't have the time to analyze something. I think that's better, because it gives you guys a more true perspective on the battle. I like to keep things real, but again, you know, there's no problems with watching a replay, knowing what happens, and commenting after the fact. But I personally love to do live commentaries. So I don't know. Oh shoot. I'm about to start here. So here's the Pontic side. Remember, these are new players, guys. So Pontus is commanded by Matthias V, or the 5th, and Vladek commands the Seleucid Empire. So from the initial deployment, it looks like the Pontic player has a pretty good grasp on how you want to surround people. But that doesn't mean anything. I don't know what's going to happen here. Let's go look at the army compositions. Vladek's Seleucid army, a lot of archers in the front. There are some upgrades on him. Looks like 3 upgrades. He's got Silver Shield Legionaries, which against Pontus, you know, typically you would want to use spearmen. But again, this is a new battle. I mean, these are new players fighting in a tournament. So I applaud these new players for tackling this tournament. Being in a tournament, even a tournament for new people, is a lot of pressure. Oh, we got some side chariots on here. That's going to be a wrecking ball. We got cataphracts, pretty good upgrades, and 1 companion. I like the companions because they are faster than cataphracts, and they have a good charge bonus, but cataphracts are better in a melee fight. But they do get really tired. So let's look at the Pontic army of Matthias. He's got archers too, and he has pushed his archers to the front to duel it out with Seleucid archers. He even brought a unit of peasants, probably to help out in the skirmish fight. Looks like Vladek is going to come in with his companions. Maybe take out some archers to help in the skirmish fight. Now, Matthias went into flaming mode, probably because he saw the side chariots. And looks like Vladek is going to get some good hits in with his cav. There's going to be no very minimal response from the Pontic player. But let's look at the rest of Pontus's army. He's got chariot archers, 2 of them. That means the other chariots will be side chariots, because in CWB rules, which this tournament is, you can't have more than 2 horse archers or more than 2 chariot archers. So finally, they're going to try to eject these companion cav belonging to Vladek. Oh, and he caught them! Yikes! Oh, that was bad. Usually when you skirmish, you're using a very cheap element like Greek cav, militia cav. So when you lose it, it's not a big deal. But here he lost a very heavily upgraded companion cav, so that could be costly. So Matthias has some bronze shield pikes. Pretty good upgrades on them. Looks like they're gold probably. So again, it looks like Matthias is going to stay in flaming mode just because he sees the threat of the Seleucid side chariot, so he does not want to. He wants to keep the fire on, so in case they do charge in, he's ready for them. All right, so Vladek doesn't really mind that his companions were damaged already, so he sent them back in. But they are now going to get toasted, and I doubt they're going to come back from that retreat. Let's see what else Matthias is doing. He has put some two side chariots behind Seleucid lines, and this is a very effective move. Psychologically, the Seleucid player is going to have to worry about where those two units went behind him. So constantly he's going to be going like this if he's not looking at his mini-map. But the mini-map is kind of hard to see, to be honest, so a lot of times players will have to manually move their camera around and keep looking where those side chariots went. So it becomes a psychological thorn in Vladek's side to have his units behind him. Matthias has lost some peltas, or some peasants, sorry. Oh, they came back. That's pretty surprising for a peasant unit. It's typically peasants, you know, they're not very well fed. No one in the hierarchy really appreciates them, so I'd just be like, I'm going back home, guys, to Pontus, and you guys can do whatever you like. Continue fighting these Seleucids. Alright. So I do like the stance of these pikes. They're all spread out right now. And it makes a wraparound easier. A surround tactic to take on the Seleucids if it comes to it. But Vladek is he's changing his game plan here. He's gonna move all of his units back. I don't think he likes being surrounded, so he might actually chase these chariots around. I think a good idea would be to put his guys in missile mode. Well, they are missile mode, but to start attacking these side chariots who are not moving right now. The side chariots are a pain in the butt. Alright, so we got one Seleucid side chariot taking on two Pontic side chariots. But there are Seleucid friends nearby to help out, so let's see what happens here. One Pontic chariot is going away, so is the other one. So good charge, but he lost sight of his archers, so they're getting plowed by chariot archers from Pontus now. Now in a skirmish fight, or at least a fight containing this many archers, you don't want to lose your archers. You want to keep them around to duel it out. Oh man, these two units of chariot archers just bowled them all over. That is really costly. But a unit of Pontic chariots have run amok, so they are not going to go. They're not going to play a part for Pontus anymore. But they might actually hurt their own players, their own teammates. Let's see what happens. Boom! Right into their own pikemen there. That's rough. So Seleucids have gotten in some good licks, but I think right now the advantage lies with Pontus. The Seleucids have lost a companion cav, some other. They've lost all their archers basically. And when the other side has chariot archers, Pontic light cav, and foot archers, yeah, that is a really tough fight. That's just really tough to come back from. It's in these cases you'd start thinking about when is the best opportunity to charge at the Seleucid player, because right now you don't want to get shot to death, so closing the distance would be in his priority, and then worrying about the missile units later on. So what happened over here? Got some legionaries who were caught out of their formation. Let's see if he's able to get these side chariots out. But look at the damage that the side chariots are doing to their own units here. Look at that. Yikes! Right now they're just knocking them over. I don't see any dead bodies here. I think they're all going to get back up. Oh my gosh. There's going to be a charge here from the chariot archers. Can they knock out Silver Shield legionaries? They have knocked out a unit of archers. Let's see if he continues the attack. Remember, these are just chariot archers. They are still deadly, but they're exhausted too. And they're taking on foot units, so... Oh, they do break. So, Vladek has managed to take out some chariots, and he's actually getting rid of some archers now. But Pontus still has these archers back over here. There's quite a bit of them. They can slowly shoot these Seleucids to death. Now, here is a danger in the Seleucid formation here. Their infantry and cav are so separated that Pontus could theoretically attack one element of the Seleucid army and break it up piecemeal. So if that was a Vladek, I'd definitely want to reunite my cav with my infantry. And I think Matthias sees the opportunity. He's going to start charging in with his bronze shield pikes. So you definitely want to put them back into a tight formation, and then into phalanx finally. Alright, so there's stuff happening over here too with the cav of Seleucids. Oh, they went right for the Pontic archers. They saw that this was a threat, and they are rightfully choosing to attack the foot archers. Yikes! And I see all these Pontic side chariots running amok. They are a danger to their own units right now. Look at that. Bam! Let's see how the infantry fight's going over here. So, the bronze shields are in phalanx, but they're still in loose formation. And they're getting charged from the flanks here, so they might actually lose this fight. Alright, these chariot archers are exhausted, so it takes a while for these guys to recuperate from being exhausted. But at the same hand, you don't want to get hit by these side chariots here. Oh, Matthias wants those cav units. And this is a good idea at this point to charge him, because he does see that some of them are very tired. So the worst thing for a cav unit, besides from dying, is... Oh, and aside from a frontal charge on pikes, is to be exhausted. Oh! Pontic commander is dead!
Brave warriors.
I didn't realize the Pontic commander was fighting the infantry fight over on this side. So, somehow, I don't know what happened, but I think this is the comeback that that Gene Rombo and Paris were talking about. Because it looked like, well, I still don't know who won this fight, but it looked like Pontus had an overwhelming advantage going into this this two piecemeal fight. I say two piecemeal because one fight involved the infantry on this side, and the other fight involved the cav striking the enemy archers. So that was definitely a huge turning point here. Now we're gonna see what elements are left from both armies here. So Seleucid player Vladek still has Silver Shield Legionaries. One of them is healthy, and he still has a fairly healthy force of cav, but they are exhausted. He needs to rest them. What does Pontus have? Well, right now both sides can claim ownership of the side chariots because they are running amok. But for the rest of Pontus's army, what does he have? He has 3 bronze shield pikes. They are winded. He's got archers. No, he doesn't. Man, at this point, the Seleucids hold all the cards. Honestly, if I was the Pontus, I probably would have charged. These guys, because the Seleucid cav was tired, very tired. And honestly, bronze shields from the front are very hard for legionaries to fight. So he probably could have you know, deployed over here and then deployed into a not a new block, because you can't really form that with 3 units, but a formation that would force the Seleucids to attack the pikes from the front. And you can do that with 3 units. Because this cav would have been too tired to fight effectively. I mean, they still would have fought, But right now, letting the Seleucid cav recuperate is dangerous. Very dangerous. What's over here? He was attacking something over here. Oh, chariot archers. So cataphracts are very exhausted right now. So yeah, when you're at a disadvantage, you'd want to start thinking about the things that you could do. Like in this case, you know, he was closer to the Seleucid army earlier. He could have charged in while the Seleucid cav was tired and also separated. There's a Seleucid cav way over there. He could have charged in, and this would have ultimately been an infantry fight with some effective cav involved. But that would have been better than the Seleucids pulling in their other cav unit and arresting these guys. So yeah, when the cards are down, you have to take desperate measures to even the odds. But right now, time is on the Seleucid side. So he's actually going to go right back towards the Seleucids. I think he should have done that beforehand. Now remember, these players are not seasoned players. This was a tournament for new players. I'm just offering some tips here. Look at this guy. Only the dead have seen the end of war. This guy looks like he saw the inside of an oven. So maybe he has not seen... Or he has seen the end of war, but he has not seen the beginning of pizza. That is a sad fate. Alright, so... Vladek has archers too. He has 1. That's composed of 15 versus these 24. But they're exhausted though. Archers, when they're exhausted, you can just look at them and they can break. So you have to be very careful with where you put your exhausted archers. And yeah, at around this point, I would definitely put my bronze shields into tight formation, because they fight a bit more effectively. And there's only one archer unit out here. And you also have these side chariots running amok very close behind them, so I'd be careful with that. Alright, so he's going to attack the enemy cav. That's a good idea. Because if he turns this into an infantry fight, he would win it. I mean, he could win it. Like, legionnaires are no pushovers either. But bronze shields from the front are very tough, especially when they're gold like this. Oh, these archers are caught out. They are going to die. No question about it. So yeah, they went from very tired to being just tired now. So Seleucids have more energy in their cav, which is bad news for Pontus. But he's going to charge him. That's a good idea, because they are still tired. So if he could go into pike formation, phalanx formation, might be able to impale some horses here. I want to take this time to give a shout out to Gene Rombo of LOA and to all the other clan people organizing these kind of tournaments, because this kind of stuff is what's going to keep the Rome Total War community, the online community, multiplayer community alive. So I definitely applaud them for doing events like this. Because Rome Total War was made in, what, 2004, I think? And it's still alive after over a decade. And yeah, hopefully with things like this, we can get the community back to where it used to be. Oh, good idea. You can see both players have amazing ideas. They really do. So, a few months of playing other humans, they are going to be amazing players once they learn how to execute their ideas. But these guys definitely need to go into phalanx, because they could die like this. Oh! I think he's still in a tight, or so he's still in loose formation here. Anyways, guys, I hope you like this this battle. I really do. Gene Rombo of LOA has informed me that he's going to send me more replays to check out. I will try to get to them when I can. at least check some of them out and release a few select videos from the tournament. But I definitely want to see what I was advertising. All right, so now when you only have 2 units, you want to keep your units together here, because if you separate a pike unit, it's easy to get outflanked. But if you have 2 together, they can work in tandem. So a lot of these battles is about how you make your units work together effectively. So now you can see Vladek does see what the threat, or he sees what his advantage is, so he's going to surround these units and threaten rear charges on them. So I would have brought these cav in a little bit faster than that, but again, these are new players. But again, see, Vladek knows what he has to do, and that's surround these units. Like, even just a few weeks, I can see Vladek being an amazing player. And I hope all you people... Oh, Pontus has admitted defeat! I mean, it's pretty much over at that point.
Your warlord is a cowardly old woman, not concerned with dying like a warrior.
Oh, wait, sorry. That wasn't Pontus. That was one of the spectators. Sorry. That was Paris in the back. But yeah, this is pretty much over at this point. The only way Seleucids can possibly lose this is if they all charge Matthias from the front while they're in phalanx formation, but that's not going to happen. But man, oh man, great battle, guys. That was a great battle indeed. I really thought, you know, from the initial deployment and the initial army compositions, that Pontus had the best setup. And
enemy flee from the field like frightened goats. Hunt them down and slay them all.
As I was saying, after that initial fight at the beginning, man, Pontus had a huge advantage. But the only thing I can see happening was that Pontus might have felt overconfident, maybe. And then he let Vladek make a huge comeback. But man, that was a great fight, guys! Holy crap, that was great. Let's go look at the Vias. Oh yeah, so if you're new to the game, now Rome Total War was not built with spectator slots, so what you have to do is you have to make extra player slots, and then you have to trust the people that you're letting spectate, because you're going to only let them build like a peasant unit, and they can't take part in the fight, and that's how you spectate. That's what these two were doing. They were spectating the battle here. Newer Total War games, one of the few good things they did was add spectator slots. But yeah, Rome Total War still has the best gameplay, and more people, even if you're playing the newer games, you need to come back and see what the gameplay used to be like, because it used to be a lot more complex than what New Total War is showing. But yeah, I would have definitely loved a spectator slot for this game. But great games to Vladek and Matthias. I hope you enjoyed this look from the tournament, sponsored by Gene Rombo of LOA. And I'll be showing more replays probably next week.